guessing it's that. Okay. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to game number 2 between Dude Where's My ELO and Vipers. Spawning on the bottom side of the map for the second game in a row. They got blue side both games. Looking to close out the series, it's going to be Dude Where's My ELO. In the top lane, Malzahardon's playing Ornn. In the jungle is Seriously Lucky on your Talia pick. Spitfire in mid will be playing Zed, and Rich Kid 88 and Constant Stutter in the bot lane on the Jin Tom Kench combo.
And returning to the red side, we've got Shadesy up on the top lane on the Shen this time. We've got Roche on the Evelynn jungle. I'm a gay Roback back on his Zillion. And we've got Revan Christ and Drippy the Clown on the Varus and the Leona.
How are you feeling about the Talia versus Evelynn jungle matchup?
Biased player here, as I admit openly all the time, should be favored towards the Talia for the most part. Post 6, it will basically come down to can the Evelynn sneak up on the Talia and abuse the lack of, I guess, dashes in terms of mobility. But even then, Lucky would still have some outplay potential in the Talia, being able to seismic shove the Evelynn away, or just simply throwing down the minefield or your rock field, because the dash from Evelynn would trigger a bunch of those rocks. As far as like clear goes, the Talia should have a better earlier time as well.
Yeah, and Roche actually electing to take a pink ward with his initial buy. I don't have a huge amount of experience on new Evelynn, but I know on old Evelynn you were super low through your jungle.
Her sustain's a lot better now. Part of her passive is when she's like out of combat, she literally just gets health regen. So I could see making a case for it. I still would probably just do like a refill pot for efficiency.
Yeah,
but...
Lucky's looking for level 2 gank bottom, gonna walk in, lands the seismic shove onto Revan Christ, and will force him to flash away. Constant Stutter gets stunned up by Leona, and now Roche is here as well. Charm lands onto Rich Kid. Flash forward from Droopy to Clown. They're looking to chunk all the damage onto him. He'll flash away from Rich Kid, but now the seismic shove lands onto Droopy to Clown. Fourth shot as well, and first blood for Seriously Lucky. He's throwing another rock. Roche flashes back into the way of it, and the red buff enough to tick down the double kill for Seriously Lucky at 2 minutes.
Snap Talia definitely wins this matchup, accelerating her to the insane power spike of completing the Runic Echoes. Also, Evelynn, the biggest part of this, Evelynn lost her control word already.
Yeah, Evelynn lost her control word, lost her blue buff over to Seriously Lucky as well. That's a pretty rough start for any jungler, let alone one that needs to snowball as well as Evelynn does.
And she is still a little bit mana hungry. Maybe not quite as hungry as she used to be, but she's still pretty hungry in her kit.
Malzahardon's and Shadesy just looking for some trades in top lane. The Shen versus Ornn, not exactly the most exciting matchup. Usually winds up being a little bit Shen favored. Spitfire goes in, lands the one auto with the passive plus the ignite, and Gay Robot will tick down to that despite having the potion ticking. Roche finds the Seriously Lucky on the back end of that for a return kill.
Double buff transfer complete. It's the master plan.
Zenith Blade lands, but Constant Stutter's there just to devour Rich Kid and make sure no more aggression happens there. Early on, Ornn definitely has an advantage in this lane. I will say that. But Shen has a little bit better time later on with the... I can't ever remember. The W. The no auto attack W.
The Bellows Breath?
No, the Shen.
Oh yeah. You mean the Shen's W? Yeah, I don't know the name of that one. Spirit's Refuge.
Spirit's Refuge. That's it.
That
I
makes
always
sense.
want to start it with Caretakers, but that's the Bard thing. Roche and Gay Robot collapsing a little bit on his Seriously Lucky here. Slow lands, but no double bomb for the stun, and now Spitfire slid down. He's got a level advantage over Gay Robot, plus the 2-level advantage over Roche. As a side note, I really like Leona Varus as a lane. It's a really difficult lane to lane against. Spitfire going a little bit aggressive, not able to land the shurikens though.
I'll definitely agree with you. The Varus with the 575 range on his auto attacks gives him a little bit extra safety. Leona brings a bunch of crowd control, and then once you hit level 6, there's even more crowd control, and the Varus can also lock you up. So a lot of burst, a lot of sustained damage. Doesn't Leona's passive also like amplify magic damage, or?
It doesn't amplify magic damage, it just provides a pure amount of magic damage. There's that interaction you were talking about, the seismic shove away even while charmed from Lucky, and Roche going to be forced away very low. He and Shadesy under tower. I don't know if they really want to dive this. If Ornn was level 6, I think absolutely, but seeing that he's just sitting at the level 5 right now.
He's about to hit. He just hit 6.
He did just hit 6. Looks like Lucky's backed off just for now. Shadesy has gone all the way back to base. He'll have that teleport available. So if there were a window to dive, I think that they're out of it now. We haven't even talked really about this matchup, but Deathmark coming in from Spitfire. No Chrono Shift available for Gay Robot. Lucky looking for the rocks, but not able to find it. What do you think about the Zed versus Zilean matchup?
It's for the most part it's going exactly as it should. The Zed has a bunch of kill pressure early. Once you hit 6 on Zilean, you're safer. You're still not safe. You're still not invulnerable. But you definitely have the safety of your own ults. However, Zed's the Deathmark is a much shorter cooldown. So for a long time, you need to respect that. More than anything, your Zilean, you just need to wave clear, try and scale so you can be the utility sort of mid laner that you are while still providing an alright amount of damage.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of the damage, a lot of the burden of damage on this comp is going to be on Revenchrist. Spitfire flashes forward, another Ignite, and he'll pick up the solo kill in mid lane. Roche is here to try to return it again, and he will pick that up. The Stand United coming in as well. Ornhorn not quite in time to interrupt him. Azursi Lucky will be able to walk out of the 1v2 though. Zenith Blade connects onto Rich Kid. Looks like they're going to turn onto the Tom Kench briefly. I don't know about this target selection. Now Leona's devoured and taken low. Heals from both sides being popped. Fourth shot from Rich Kid onto Droopy to Clown. Both supports paying the big price in these fights. Rich Kid actually still has his heal. I thought that he popped it, but now Rich Kid has the curtain call as well. Roche is here to try to interrupt this. Droopy's going to use the Zenith Blade to get onto him. They'll grab Constant Stutter as Roche picks up that kill. He's on a killing spree. Flash forward from Rich Kid, plus the Dancing Grenade will pick it up. Droopy flashes forward, lands the stun, but Rich Kid has the fourth shot in on his face. The double kill now coming through for Rich Kid on the Jhin. Lucky picks up the third. Droopy's looking to be super aggressive on that on the Leona, but without the ultimates available and the curtain call available on the other side, it was enough damage to chunk through, and Lucky showing up at the right time.
And I guess the other big thing there was just the difference of summoner spells used. Revenchrist and Droopy had already both used their non-flash summoner spell prior to the final commitment.
Worth noting, Constant Stutter still has the exhaust for next time as well. Shadesy not able to land the taunt in top lane, and
going back to that mid lane matchup, this is probably the hardest point as Zilean, where you're sitting on nothing but your tier. So you need your damage, you need your CDR so you can spam abilities, and then the Zed's going lethality, and you're a squishy old guy with a clock on your back.
yeah, Spitfire getting pretty close to that cost for whatever lethality item he wants. He's gonna find Roche. Chrono Shift goes down, will be popped by the Infernal Dragon, but they'll trade it back as Revenchrist and Droopy both there to punish the overcommitment from Spitfire. Lucky's just gonna pelt him with rocks over the wall though. Weaver's wall cuts off a little bit of this. Droopy goes down. Dragon goes over to Roche, though, as he's able to secure it at least. Constant Stutter now in a bit of trouble. Roche takes him down with the Agony's Embrace. Curtain Call over the wall, just providing a little bit of damage. Rich Kid still not really able to help his teammate, as Constant Stutter's already flashed over the wall to get into the fight, not able to flash back over, unfortunately, and will fall to the Revan Christ. That E didn't really do a whole lot of damage. Is he maxing? Yes, that's the Q max verse. Rich Kid's going to find him with the Captive Audience. Plus, the Dancing Grenade is enough damage to take him down. Solo kill for Rich Kid, but he might be in trouble now as Roche and Gay Robot are collapsing. Fourth shot just buys him a little bit of time. He's charmed up by Roche, but now Spitfire's here. Stand United burned as Roche just gets taken down. The damage from Spitfire coming out. Plus, these Jin Autos aren't exactly healing him as well.
I don't know if Gay Robot noticed like when he ran into lane, but he was a level down to Rich Kid as he entered that lane. It's only from like that last minion XP that he hit 6. Or I mean 8, excuse me.
Double Bomb does land onto Spitfire. They're gonna at least tie him up for a little bit and force him to rethink his life briefly. Oh, but the Blast Cone over the wall right into the waiting arms of Constant Stutter. Good Solar Flare does land from Droopy to Clown, able to get the stun. This is, I don't think exactly what they want. Chain of Corruption, though, lands back onto Constant Stutter. Taken low, does pop the gray health. Jin is stunned up for the time being. Everybody's really low, but you're kiting into the Jin. That's exactly where you want. Spitfire walking around to rejoin. Roche is hanging out over the wall. Charms Constant Stutter, will blow him up. Deathmark coming down now. Where are the plays from Spitfire? Not quite enough as Roche does survive.
Sometimes I wish rocks could give pep talks.
Talia's voice echoes over everything.
Honestly, not a bad job here from Roche. The rough start still is definitely making an impact. 100% KP right now.
Yeah, I appreciate the 100% kill participation from Roche. I really appreciate the 0% kill participation from both top laners.
They've had, I mean, Shen's tried to get in there. His turrets have died.
Rift Herald's gonna go over to Dude Where's My ELO, the lucky special, as they solo that out at 12 minutes. Solo it out as they take it down at 12 minutes. Here we go. Will we see kill participation in top lane? Malzahardon's flashes away from the charm. We'll go in for the dive as he gets taken down by the Agony's Embrace. The assist going over to Shadesy as he's made his mark on the game finally.
0-0 no longer, and still 100% kill participation for Roche.
Yeah, 7-3 on the Evelyn. Doesn't have a whole lot of farm, but when you're farming champions, you know, whatever.
More likely than not going to be going into a Lich Bane, just getting off the Sapphire Crystal. Pretty standard and fun build on the Evelyn.
Lucky is pressuring in through the jungle. Will get found by the Chain of Corruption. Shoves away Revan Christ. Doesn't quite take him down with the auto attack, but Constant Stutter's here. The Tongue Lash for the kill to pick him back up. Rich Kid collapsing from the opposite side. They're looking for the Leona, but not able to find anything onto her. Spitfire's completed that Duskblade of Drakthar, worth noting, and seriously Lucky has the Morellonomicon as his first and a half item.
He's got no boots, just using the passive move speed from Talia as his way around.
Roche waiting in top lane, charms up Malzahardon's. That's a really nice buffer. I need to start cutting that out of my vocabulary, but he's able to buffer the charm using the Searing Charge, so that's really well done by Malzahardon's. Roche is here as they're trying to fight that 2v1 still. We'll get stunned up. The lack of magic resist really showing as Roche is just chewing through Malzahardon's. He will go down in the top lane. Lucky gonna interrupt the fight with the Weaver's Wall. Knocks both members back away. Leona's already down. Captive Audience will hold Reverend Christ in place briefly. Rich Kid flashes forward for the dancing grenade for the double kill. Roche in a little bit of trouble, forced to flash away as Spitfire and Rich Kid were chasing him down. Only one tower down in this game so far. Just that bot lane tower for Dude, where's my ELO? Yeah.
I was looking exactly that. I was like, still just that one bot.
And there's the trade for Vipers as they take that top lane tower down. Stand United coming through for Gay Robot. They're going to try to turn this around. Shadow Dash lands onto Constant Stutter, but not onto Spitfire as he tries to walk out the exhaust. Flash forward from Gay Robot for the auto attack plus the airy proc for the kill. Seriously Lucky, meanwhile, fighting on the opposite side, being collapsed on, flashed away, but a really good seismic shove. Knocks away two. But Shadesy has the flash to follow. Well, I guess that wasn't the flash, it was just the Shadow Dash to follow as he picks up his second kill of the game. Rift Herald is channeled in top lane, so we'll have to keep an eye on that as Vipers turn on the Cloud Dragon. That's their second dragon of the game.
It should be a very easy top lane tower. Melzaharn's constantly shoving because Ornn versus, Shen. You know the matchup better than I do, but this will be a dead tower.
Shadesy did burn the teleport to go back in to try to stop the Rift Herald. Ornhorn is coming out top lane, gonna go ahead and knock him up, but we're gonna watch Rich Kid mid. Eats the piercing arrow, but lands the Captive Audience into the curtain call. 2 shots, 3. Roche should go down here. The 4th, oh, that's a really well-timed chrono shift. We'll keep Roche alive for the time being. Double bomb not able to connect. Rich Kid just walking forward. The bomb damage plus the dash in from Roche. Not quite enough to zero out Rich Kid as he gets spit out of the welcoming mouth of Constant Stutter. I need to think about the things I say before I say them sometimes.
Oh no, you just go hard. Create memes like flowers.
Roche gets deleted off of the seismic shove into the rocks. And the 4th shot comes through from Rich Kid to secure a second kill plus that mid lane tower. Revan Christ is in bot lane. He's really low. Meanwhile, in top, it looks like Malzahardon's pretty much having his way with Shadesy despite being, I want to say he's down in gold. Yep, about 600 down in gold.
He also has, I guess he has backed recently, or at least bought. He literally just bought a Iceborne, as I was saying, he hadn't bought.
Yeah, Lucky looking for a little bit more as he walks in, takes a tower shot, not able to land the seismic shove. Will land a handful of rocks though as Shadesy looking to make a play. The Abyssal Voyage is here as they bring Spitfire in for the kill. Rich Kid might be in a bit of trouble though. That's 3 people collapsing on him. They'll hand that kill over to Revan Christ. Gay Robot just trying to clear out the mid-wave. Revan Christ lands the Chain of Corruption, but not on the target that he wanted. Spitfire able to help zero him out as Lucky picks up the kill. Roche tears apart Malzahardon's on the top end of the fight. It's a 1-for-1 so far, but health bar is much lower right now for Dude Where's My ELO, and the Evelyn is on the hunt. On the hunt directly into the pink ward. Stand United comes through to save her just briefly. The gray health popped for Constant Stutter will keep him alive as they are able to turn that back around. Lucky picks up his 7th kill of the game on the Talia. I guess nothing more interesting than Droopy the Clown recalling was happening there. Yes, so far, again, it looks like better usage of Abyssal Voyage this game from Constant Stutter than in game number 1. I've liked a lot of the rotations they've made using it, and they've got themselves a 4 tower to 1 advantage, plus about a 6,000 gold lead in their pocket. The thing to keep track of, there's 1 Infernal sitting on the side of Vipers. If they can string together a couple of those, they might have a late game win condition.
Mountain Drake spawning next though, so
Unlucky.
Unlucky.
Seriously Lucky found by 3 members, flashes away from all of the crowd control. A lot invested there. Droopy's flash plus the solar flare. Revan Christ, yeah, he's an AD carry alone in mid lane against a Zed. Oh, the Chrono Shift was there! Gay Robot saves him briefly. He just sneaks up and uses that out of nowhere. Weaver's Wall going to prevent the chase onto Rich Kid. He'll open up with the curtain call. We're not going to watch the shots hit because that's not important. I think he hit one. I heard the sound for it. Spitfire may be making a mistake there, just tapping all of his buttons right in a row. Hits the W back into the team. Lucky's flanking on the side. Will get taunted up and stunned. The Constant Stutter's there to devour him, save him for the time being. He's really low, but Gay Robot picks up the kill with an auto attack. Constant Stutter in trouble, just trying to waddle away as you do on Tom Kench. But the Shadow Dash forward plus the Zenith Blade help gap close. Now Rich Kid might be in trouble. Roche not going to commit to that. Malzo Hardons, meanwhile, has been alone in top lane and will take down the inner tower in top. Gay Robot has the Zanya's Hourglass, or the... yeah, I guess it was the Zanya's Hourglass. I peeked down. They'll take the mid tower. They have a ward over the wall. They find Rich Kid hanging out in the Raptor pit, and that's not where he wants to be as Roche picks up the kill. Malza Hardons has joined the fight. The Ornhorn not doing a whole lot of damage. He flashes forward, just trying to finish off any kill that he can. The Chrono Shift there to buy some time for Revenchrist, and that'll be another double kill for Roche. He's at 10 kills on that Evelyn.
So anyway, Fusion here just took, or I mean, Vipers. Wow.
Well,
I take it back. I was about to say Vipers had taken their first kill lead in a long time, but now we're tied up at 2020. But even at the slight kill lead, they were still down 4,000 gold.
Revenchrist. Oh no. Execution number 5 to a neutral objective on the season in the Gold League.
Lucky has finally gone ahead and butt boots. It just took 22 minutes.
I do feel like I need a counter or prompt for that. Unfortunately,
For the
Revenchrist going down
For
there.
the execute.
Yeah, the execute. Baron is the target for Dude Where's My ELO. A couple of members a little bit late to join here as Constant Starter gets chunked out by it. I don't know that they can finish this here. It's down to 3,000. The double bomb over the wall gonna stun them up. Solar Flare over the wall locks up Rich Kid. We're gonna have a full-blown fight. Rich Kid goes the first to fall. Roche goes down as well. He's not able to get off a huge amount of damage. Lucky is just tearing through the members of Vipers now. Droopy the Clown gets the Chrono Shift as he's trying to finish off the kill. I don't know that that was the person that you want to have the Chrono Shift. Malza Hardons will pick up one. Lucky's trying to chase down Revenchrist. Takes the piercing arrow. Abyssal Voyage back behind him should ensure that at some point Revenchrist will fall here. He's walking away in mid lane. Shuriken over the wall does connect. The minion's doing so much damage. He is able to trade it back. The piercing arrow lands onto Zed. The tongue lash from Constant Stutter trades it back. That was a pretty messy Baron fight. I didn't see what happened to Roche during that fight, but that's almost all of your kills and your damage are on that Evelyn, and she went down super early.
Yeah, Rich Kid also went down pretty early, but their gold spread a little bit more evenly. Talia had hit the Rylai spike, which basically, I don't want to say gives her permanent kiting ability, but it's a pretty fun kite, or item spike for you if you are that Talia, whether it be mid or jungle, especially the jungle.
Rich Kid and Roche fighting over this dragon, but Droopy's going to interrupt the 1v1. They'll blow up the Jhin as Malza Hardons just watches his AD carry die. Now he's going to get turned on too. Ornhorn coming through, not able to land the knockup as the Agony's Embrace, plus I believe it was a Sunfire Cape proc actually picking up the kill for Shadesy. Now the dragon turned on for Vipers. Spitfire might look for a steal over the wall. We'll have to see. He is warded out. Dragon down to about 2,000. It will get taken. Secured by Droopy to Clown.
There's a second Infernal Drake coming up here in about 6 minutes.
So Viper's definitely down, but they're certainly not out of this game as they've shown. They have looked competitive in most of these team fights. I don't know. It's a game that we're watching. Deep analysis.
Yeah, I was just looking. So Shadesy there is 5-2 and 5 on the Shen top, but he's not really sitting on much in the way of magic resist. Like he's got the Merc treads, but
Revan Christ not able to land the Chain of Corruption. Lucky taking a lot of damage anyway. The Time Bomb coming through, almost able to solo him out. Ornhorn coming through as Roche collapses from the side. Revan Christ gets the Chrono Shift to buy a little bit more time for him. Rich Kid able to take one down. On the other side, Spitfire not able to really find the assassination as he'll go down as well. Now Revan Christ and Droopy forced back away. Constant Stutter and Malzahardan's running away as Roche able to find the charm onto the Tahm Kench. Flash forward from Droopy, able to land the Zenith Blade. The Devour from Tahm Kench does enough damage as Malzahardan's picks it up with the Bellows Breath.
so both mids, both jungles fall.
Yeah, 2 for 2 so far. Rich Kid playing with fire a little bit, but he is the fast right now. He's just chasing down Shadesy. Captive Audience lands as well, and that'll pick him off as Malzahardan's the beneficiary. He'll pick up his 5th kill of the game.
Rich could have been upset about that one.
Yeah, Rich Kid did 90% of the work on that, and then his top laner swoops in and picks it up with the Q. Feels bad. Now looks like we're gonna refocus on the Baron. Spitfire is down in bottom lane, doing wave management duty. They'll find Constant Stutter. Trim gonna land onto him as well as the Chain of Corruption. Roche will pick up that kill. Seismic Shove lands onto 2. A lot of damage coming through. Just a disgusting amount of damage actually from Azursi. Lucky he will fall in the process. Chrono Shift gonna be popped now. Malzahardan's knows that he's caught, just trying to commit for the kill. I don't think he's going to come out on top. That's a double kill for I'm a Gay Robot. We have the lore lane meeting top as Shen and Zed set to split push against each other. Or attempt to, I guess. Revan Christ and Gay Robot push down a tower in mid lane. Now Rich Kid is here. Can they turn this back around? Double Bomb doesn't actually land either part of on it, but Revan Christ with a couple of autos plus the Piercing Arrow is able to turn that back around. Spitfire potentially on the hunt. Just gonna find some wards with that Duskblade. That Duskblade passive always bothers me. Weaver's Wall coming in to get Talia into range, but lands immediately onto the Solar Flare, forced to flash away, buying a lot of time with the rocks, and the Baron really assisting Azuriously Lucky there, able to pick up 2, plus the Chrono Shift as well, able to kite away. Spitfire joins the fray and picks up the double kill, and Droopy to Clown, the only member left alive for Vipers. It was a slow collapse from Dude Where's My ELO, but Lucky did an amazing job buying enough time for everybody else to rejoin, and doing enough damage that the Baron actually almost finished off 2 members of the Vipers. And now they'll have...
Gay Robot actually was standing on the Talia E, like as the rocks detonated.
I saw that plus the Chrono Shift being popped on Revan Christ as well.
Anyway, what I was going to say earlier, it won't now be quite as accurate, but I was going to say earlier, Shen looked like he was going to try and complete that Titanic Hydra, rather than build some magic resist after having to face the Ornn lane, after having a relatively fed Talia. Now, definitely fed Talia.
Yeah, Roche just getting chunked out by the stones. I'm gonna look at it. Threaded volley, of course it is. Good guy Lucky does hand over the blue buff to his 80 carry.
I would joke about that, but he handed over more blue buffs than other junglers I've had.
Flame Horizon for Seriously Lucky now. He's up 103 CS on the Evelyn jungle. And is third in the game in CS.
Yeah, compared to the jungle items right there, you've got Void Staff, Runic, and a Lich Bane plus Mobies for the Evelyn. And on the side of Lucky, you got your Sorks. Actually, well, he's basically full build already. He's got
Yep.
Rylai's Runic, Morello, Deathcap, and the Haunting guys for the ramp up, which you do, especially on Talia kiting or chasing. You ramp up over time.
There's that Infernal Dragon spawn. Doesn't look like Vipers are in a position to contest it. They are going to try to collapse on Spitfire now, though. Deathmark comes out as he uses that just to gain a little bit of distance. Clever usage of that by Spitfire as he's able to run through the jungle. And the three-man squad from Dude Where's My ELO take an inhibitor. Plus they're on the Nexus turrets. Can Vipers actually defend their base? One Nexus turret's already down. Chain of Corruption lands on the backside. They're just focusing down on the Nexus turret. Malza Hardons jumps into the backline just to buy some time. He will go down in the process. Rich Kid still alive, as is Constant Stutter. Droopy to Clown stuns up his enemy support. The Weaver's Wall coming off. Lucky has the Nexus in his sight, but the threaded volley interrupts his auto attack. Spitfire's alive as well, and they'll take it down as it looks like the members were chasing off Rich Kid and kind of forgot about the Talia back behind everything.
Yeah, that was a really interesting last fight to end the game. Lucky somehow ended up kind of by the fountain, where we saw him cast that Weaver's Wall, and he just sat there throwing stones, pretty much untouched near the end.
Yeah, it kind of ended out of nowhere. I was expecting a little bit more build up to that, but Dude Where's My ELO take the 2-0 victory. They're going to improve to 5-2 on the season. Vipers fall to 1-5. They're in that tie with the Venus Breakers. I believe that's the last game that we have out currently is Venus Breakers versus Vipers. So that game might be the fight for the last playoff spot. So should be a spicy one. But yeah, who's your game 2 MVP?
As once again, it's pretty. I mean, I guess last one was a little bit more contested, I'd say, but Lucky definitely this game had some interesting plays on the Talia, not super favorable, but overall a pretty solid performance on the Talia jungle. Definitely was dishing out the damage. Solid performance from Rich Kid in this game as well. I would give him Series MVP, but Game 2 MVP definitely would give to Lucky.
Okay, so game 2 MVP, Seriously Lucky. Series MVP will be Rich Kid 88, and the 2-0 victory for Dude Where's My ELO as they try to climb back within reaching distance of Team Fusion for that top spot. All right, so we'll go ahead, turn